My life is a beautiful expression. My soul and my word remain my only possession. Amidst the hatred I am sweaty, and tears I might leak. My eyes tell a story like my feet. A million bottles run through, yet my virtue stays true. Like the color of my skin, when it's hot, I'm darkening. 6 shades, 7 hues, 36 moons of dew. My path was chosen, I ain't choose, just accepted, divinely selected to get truth erected. And even though I'm humble, I'm never copacetic in my blocks of hell, so I keep anger under my fingernails. With my trusty tool of change, cyber connection, long range, the biggest lie is that I'm lame. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. I honor the God in you, and I honor the God in me. My life is a beautiful expression. Good morning, everybody. I'm back. Today, I am in Chastain Park, at least the baseball field section of it, the sports arena. I'll try to be brief today. I do have notes, as usual. Thank you for being with me through Impromptu, Nebthet's musical. You know, my cosmic mama Nebthet has been putting my pieces back together for many years without my even knowing it, since the day of my Kundalini awakening in 1998, at which time everything in the material world fell apart and illusions have been being broken down ever since 24 years ago, and it has been quite treacherous. Well, last night and lately, I have been thinking about all of my slain friends to Bogus HIV. You know, I had never before created a list of them, but I meditated the other night, I called them in, and I thought about them. So today's presentation is an honor and a tribute to my slain best friends to Bogus HIV. And so I want to call their names, tell a little bit about them, and say how much I so look forward to seeing you all on the other side. Last night again was horrific, dealing with the attack on my root chakra. Now, I have been all about self-healing, but for some reason I am not being granted healing in that area. And I am beginning to think that I am being called out of illusion. Nothing seems to be changing. Everything seems to be getting worse. And I feel entrapped every day I wake up. I hate it more and more. No one can help. No one here can do or say anything to change that. I've waited. I've been patient. I've done more than enough. And I think it's time for me to be called on home to be with my slain beloveds. First of all, my best friend, Everett. I have long said that the best and brightest among us are being killed. I believe those bogus HIV tests identify something in our DNA. When it finds it, it sets about killing us with toxic killer drugs that block the synthesis of DNA at the mitochondrial level of the cell, debilitates and kills people. And Everett was a national merit finalist, one of the smartest people I ever met in my time on this bullshit, bogus, psychopathic killer planet. Another friend of mine was his then lover, Casey. I haven't seen Casey in many years. Casey and I used to sing Natalie Cole's Unforgettable CD from beginning to end, and used to have so much fun. I miss you, Casey. I look forward to seeing you again. Also, I have here Reginald. Reginald is Everett's brother. He received that diagnosis, and those drugs and the fear killed him within a 2-week period. 2 members from one family. And then I've already spoken to you about Daryl in Grant Park, whom I didn't even know had received that diagnosis, but he too was murdered. And then before, I think one of my first friends to be slain with bogus HIV was one of the most jovial, friendly, happy-go-lucky, wonderful people on the planet. And, you know, looking back on it, I can see that he was hiding his diagnosis and doing all he could, seemingly to protect me, just as a friend. And his name is Ralph. Ralph has been gone a very long time. You know, I felt so sad for his family. I attended his funeral along with many of his friends. And at the time, I didn't know what I knew about HIV. I just thought it would perhaps one day be my fate. And it has not been. I've been here many years since. Okay, and then the next person is Paris Ely. I've spoken to you about him in my Root Chakra and 8 Evolution project presentation, and in several presentations detailing the lies of bogus HIV, how he refused to listen to me, and how him and the others who refused to listen ended up 6 feet dead. But I still honor him. He died too soon. And then in my neighborhood where I grew up, the brother, I think he was one of the oldest children in that family, and he just happened to be gay. And he passed many years ago. And then Jeffrey, I miss you, Jeffrey. You were one of the first to go. You know, we believed differently back then, as if something we were doing was wrong, causing our death. But we now know that that was a lie, and you were murdered. We honor your living. And then, more than anyone else on this planet, the only woman outside my mother that I have ever truly loved, my then girlfriend, Charla. She's not slain to bogus HIV, but she is a victim of the black eradication process. I believe she is missing. and I believe that she has passed, but I know she's in a better place, and I so look forward to seeing you again, Charlotte. I love you. I want to thank you for all you ever did for me, encouraging me to be my best self when others were trying to tear me down. Since we met, you didn't care about my sexuality. You cared about me as a person, something very rare on this bullshit, bogus, killer, psychopathic, horrific planet. I can't wait to get away from here. Now, I've done all I could. Now, I just want to say quickly, too, before I go, you know, I have a friend from Instagram who's missing. I've spoken briefly about him. He's the one who is aware of his monstrous soul status. He turned me on to anime and cartoons. He's missing. He said something was wrong with his phone, but it's been about a week now. You'd think he'd have his phone back on. I'm beginning to wonder if something else is wrong. But anyway, I hope he'll show up again. But I have been watching on Netflix, and, you know, I grew up with Super Friends and Almighty Isis as a teenager, but I was never really into that. But I need to say that white people are hiding the truth of our mythology, and they're telling a story in their cartoons, in their anime. You can tell by the way the shading of the characters. They may not put an outright black person in there, but it certainly will be a white looking person with the darkest skin compared to the other pink characters. And they are telling the story. You can clearly see that they do not have the melanin that we have, and that they want it, and that they are aligning themselves with black people, bringing us into their friendships. All that stuff I grew up with. And then they are always fighting against what they are calling evil, which is our divine mother energy. They have demonized who we are, demonized our energy. And they are preparing their children to take over as they eradicate us from this planet. And all you have to do is learn how to decode these movies, the black mist, the black clouds, the black vampire outfits. There's one about Dracula. It's called Castlevania or something like that. But there are many. Generally on Netflix, when you watch one, others will come up after it. I can't remember the names of them, but I have been loosely watching those lately and been astounded at what I've been learning. You know, and I just want to say that I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm in pain. And it's been going on for too long. And I just think it may be time for me to move on. Okay? I hope that the work that I've done leaves resources for those who haven't figured out the illusion of this nightmare we're living yet, can perhaps use the self-healing materials to go on. All right, I am Damien Laster, the Conscious Doctor, Rainbow Warrior, Metaphysical Science. I love you all. Goodbye.